Hello everyone, welcome to a new process video today. I am working on more photos from Boston. As you can see, we were at Fenway. We got lucky in that there was a game in town that evening. So I even have my ticket as well. The Red Sox were playing the Phillies, so I have that here. I definitely want to include that. And what I have happening is a 6x12 pocket page on this side and a 6x8 insert on this side. So for this layout, I need a 3x4 pocket card here of some type. And then on this side, I really need a 6x8 piece of paper, something that will match both of these plus the other side, but not be too obtrusive because this is pretty busy. There's a lot happening here. So I don't want it to be too crazy, but it has to match either the blue, this particular green, the red, something. It's got to match that so it works on both sides. So I have no idea what that's going to be. I'm sure that picking out the card over here will be much easier. I have lots of generic cards that have these colors. Plus, I know in the Project Life app, I'm pretty sure I bought a baseball kit a while ago. And so there's probably something there that would match that I could print. But I think this is going to be the tougher task. Okay, well, I have looked through my normal cards and I originally thought maybe I would just use this one because it does have colors that match. But I don't think I want journaling on there because on the layout that comes after this, I have already done it and it's got a 4x6 card in there, all for journaling. I don't think I have more to say than that, so I think that's going to be plenty. So for here, I think I'm actually going to use something that was in the Project Life app. I've already pulled it up here. So this is the baseball kit. And I think I want this one that says play ball. I think it's, fine with what's here. It doesn't match exactly how I thought it would, but I'm going to print it and just see. There's a secondary one on here that I could include as well. So I'm going to put that on the other side, print them both, and then see which one I like the best. All right, so I printed out the cards and this was the secondary one I picked. I think I actually like this one better. Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. I like that. So I think I am going to use that one instead. So I've cut the card down to fit in the pocket, and I do like it when I see it here because it brings in some of this darker blue that's directly across from it, so that's good. So I think I have to work on this one next. I'm going to have to find some paper, and I'm not sure if I want red in the background or a lighter blue to kind of go with the sky to offset these other colors. I'm just not sure. So I'm going to pull out both 6x8 papers and 6x12 and see what I find. Well, sadly, I did not find anything in my 6x8 papers that I thought I would like, so I went to 6x12, and I have these two. I like them both because they've got a subtle background that isn't too crazy, and clearly the red will match. I'm not concerned about that. The blue, it's a little off from the blue that's in the photo. It's closer to up here, not so much to here, and I'm just not sure how I feel about mixing that with those. And then let's put it on the red and take a look instead. I mean, the red is certainly more bold. And I could break it up with some gray or white around it somehow so that it isn't quite so intense. I do have a gray shirt here. This is a light gray. So I'm thinking that's what I might do because I'm not 100% sold that this blue is the right blue. I have cut down the red paper and I'm very happy with that, but it definitely needs something to offset it. So I pulled out a piece of white cardstock just as a scrap, and I've also pulled out my bag of gray scraps, and hopefully I'll find something in here that I can maybe work in there as well. So I trimmed down this white piece and I ended up doing 4.5x6 because then that gives me just enough of a nice white border on either side that it offsets the photo, which is what I wanted. And then I think for this, I'm actually going to mat it on a very light gray. I have this piece of scrap paper and it's actually the exact width of the ticket. So I'm going to trim this down just a little bit because I won't lose anything if I take some of the edges off, and then it'll fit in there perfectly widthwise, and all I have to do is just cut a little bit on the length and it'll be ready to go. Voila, I have trimmed those down and now I can adhere it just like that. I think that'll look great. Let me get my adhesive here. And I love it that we actually shows real tickets because we knew we all wanted to scrap them. It shows all of the information, the day, the time. It even shows our exact seats that we had. It shows that my friend Holly is actually the one who bought them, so they were all in her name. It shows like when she did it, all of that. I just love having all of that information on here, so I'm excited to use that. And I think what I'm going to do is kind of line it up like this, and then to cover up this part of the photo, it doesn't really add anything to the photo. I think I want to, oops, I'll have to move it up a little bit. I think I want to kind of overlap the ticket like so. So then it doesn't really cut off the Red Sox part, but it covers this over here that you don't need to see. I have adhered the photo where I want it. I did kind of measure it out to make sure this was going to fit how I wanted it to fit on there. So I have the right length there of where it's positioned. And now I can put on the ticket right in the spot where I planned. And it should fit quite nicely right there under that S of socks. There we go. Yeah, like that. And it still leaves me room to do something here. I don't know what that is. I might stamp. I might see if I can find some kind of other baseball embellishment. I'm not sure, but it gives me room to do something, which is nice. And then really all I have to do is put on some phrase labels over here, some little embellishments, maybe stamp as well. And then this one should be done. When I was thinking about what to add on here for embellishments, I pulled out my little bag of epoxy pennants here. I made these years ago and been trying to use them. I had this one in there, and it's kind of a nice color mix between this sort of greenish teal, whatever color you want to call that, and the blue that's in there. So I think I'm actually going to take this one and put it right at the top of this photo here, and then that's all I have to do there. That still leaves me an option to do something at the top of this photo. I could do something here if I wanted, plus this space. All right, well, I went into my generic phrases. Look at this. These aren't specific to travel, they're just generic phrases. I went in there and looked at a bunch to see what I could find that might work here. And I have two, I think. I have this one that says seize the day, and I'm thinking that might look good up here at the top in that empty space. And then I also have this one that says take it all in, and this looks like I made it myself in Project Life. Now, the only problem with this is it's meant to kind of be on this side of a layout rather than this side. But I think what I'll do is just cut it down. Normally I would put a staple or something there. I think I'll just cut it down to here so it'll still fit. And then I'll probably still find either another phrase or just something to overlap that to fill up this space, because it's kind of a big empty space. But at least I have those two. And then I do think I need some more navy in there, because I really only have these two, and this is quite muted. This is a little bit more bold. So I will try to find something that works with that just to pull in a little bit more of that color. I did actually find this in that bag of phrases, and it's so small, but I love the color, and I figure I can layer them kind of just like that, and that's probably all I'll need over here. I could still, oh, I missed one. I could still stamp something up there if I wanted to. I'm not sure, but at least I have these to help fill the space, and then it's almost done. I pulled out some stickers that I got from Allie Edwards, and these are from a travel release she did in 2020 here. And I want to use this one, I think, but just cut off the top part of the tab. I can keep that for something else, but I can just do itinerary and stick it right up here as a little tab, because we kind of did have an itinerary showing on our ticket. I think I can get away with that connection, so I'm going to use it. I decided to stick it right there, so it would kind of be in between these items and these, and it makes a visual triangle. So I like that. And that's probably it now for that page. But now I'm wondering if I should use this one too that says loving this adventure and put it over here, because as we were going in, we were loving the adventure. We didn't love it at the end. Our seats in the grandstand were so uncomfortable. I have a back problem, and another one of my friends has a knee problem, and we just could not get comfortable in there. So we just couldn't even stay. I think we left at the bottom of 6. So we didn't make it all the way, but at least we have the experience of getting to see Fenway and what that's like. But we did love it at the beginning, so I'm thinking I might use that over here somewhere. I decided to add it right down here on this photo. So now I have 2 things on there, but that's fine. So I have that. And I'm really just trying to decide, do I need something here or do I want to leave it blank? It is right across from these pretty much, so I don't know that it needs anything necessarily, but I'm going to think about it for a minute before I make my final decision. Also, in my Allie Edwards travel stuff, I had these stickers, and I get 2 sheets of them. I haven't used any of them yet. And there are a couple of phrases on here that actually would work with what I've got. And this is black. I've got black print over here. So I think I'm actually going to work in some of these black phrases, and I will probably pull out a blue label, a blank one that's kind of this navy color, and put at least one of them on it somewhere else on the page. So I decided to tuck this blue label under part of the phrase that I already had. I was able to pry it up just a little bit. And I've decided to actually use this sticker that says, "You never know until you go," because that's just it. We didn't know what it was going to be like till we went. Figured out the seating, at least where we were, was too uncomfortable to stay. So now we know if we go back at some point, we'll choose better seats. But I can cut this into 2 pieces and get it to fit on that label. I actually decided to add in another phrase down here that says "living in the moment," and then all of those different colors were worked in. So I'm pleased with that. So now let's do some close-ups. Here's that top one with all the phrases added, and I really like how that looks. I'm glad I chose to do that. There's the middle row. Didn't have to add anything here, actually. And the bottom photo. And then the full 6x8 on the other side, with the stickers added and the phrases here and the fun ticket. So that's it. There's another one done for Boston. Thanks for watching.